So we have here analysis of structures, no? So chapter 6. So for our next exam, we have chapter 6 and chapter 7. So itong chapter na to is very short lang, no? So we have 3 topics here. So ano yung content ng chapter na to? We have here these sections, no? Analysis of trusses, other truss analysis, frames, at saka machines. So basically, yung chapter na to is dinivide lang into 3 topics. We have trusses, machines, and then we have frames. No, so for the first part, ito yung i-discuss muna natin, trusses. So far, yung mga chapters na diniscuss natin previously, nag-topic lang sa isang system na yung system natin kinonsider natin as rigid, as one whole system. No? And then hindi natin to siya in-explode or pinaghiwa-hiwala yung mga parts. Kinonsider natin siya as one continuous system na hindi natin natatanggal yung mga parts. So for this chapter, analysis of structures, yung structures natin is tatanggalin natin yung mga parts, no? So for example ito, kung yung mga previous chapters na mga topics, yung kukunin lang natin siguro dito yung tension or yung reactions dito or yung weight dito, no? So for now, sa analysis of structure, yung gagawin natin is i-explode natin to siya. Yung image nito is magiging ganito, no? And then sa image na to, makikita nyo meron tayong mga internal forces dito. Yun yung mga forces na isosolve natin dito. Okay? So far, yung diniscuss natin, yung mga hinahanap natin are external forces. So here, yung hahanapin natin are these internal forces. So ano ba yung mga internal forces na yan? Those forces are forces na yung ginagamit natin para hindi maghiwa-hiwala yung structure natin. We have here trusses, no? Trusses which are designed to support loads and are usually stationary, fully constrained structures. Trusses consist exclusively of straight members connected at joints located at the ends of each member. Members of the truss, therefore, are two-force members. So yung truss natin daw is a structure made of two-force member. If kung maalala nyo, sa previous, kung maalala nyo yan, ano yung definition natin ng two-force member? Two-force member is a member or isang structure natin wherein dalawa lang yung naka-apply sa kanya na force. And those force is applied at the ends, no? So for example, ito, no? Naglagay ako ng force na papunta doon and sabihin natin papunta doon, no? This structure here is considered as two-force member kasi two-force lang yung in-apply natin dyan. And then yung amazing dito sa two-force member, if kung meron kang dalawang force na in-apply at both ends, those force should be opposite yung direction and should have the same magnitude, no? So ito siya is mali. Dapat yung natin, force applied should not be directed towards that direction at papunta doon. It should be papunta doon at saka papunta dito. The same magnitude but opposite in direction, no? So itong mga members na to, yan yung gagamitin natin to create trusses, no? So yung mga makikita nyong tulay, makikita nyong mga roofing, mga ganun, yan is made of trusses. So again, ano yung trusses? Trusses is a structure made of two-force members, no? Now, what if kung yung structure ko is merong isa made of multiple or hindi two-force member, multiple force member, no? Sabihin natin yung isang member is merong naka-apply dito na force. So ano na yung tawag dyan? So yung tawag natin dyan is a frame, no? Again, frame, which are also designed to support loads and are also usually stationary, fully constrained structures. However, frames always contain at least one multi-force member, no? So for example nito, we have here. Ito dito, is it a frame or a truss? It's a frame, no? Kasi we have a member here wherein meron tayong multi-force, no? So ito siya, two-force member, but ito is a multi-force member. So therefore, this is a frame. So yung analysis sa frame, iba din. Okay? So sa last part, we have machines. So ano yung kaibahan ng machine sa frame? So machines and frames, if frames is merong at least one multi-force member, the same as with machine. But sa machine natin, it should be that at least one member is dynamic or gumagalaw. Once meron ng gumagalaw, yan na yung machine natin. No, a simple definition of machine sa statics natin. Pero kung i-define yung sa machine design, iba na yung meaning, no? Sige lang. So, iba din yung pag-analyze natin dito, no? So, let's start with trusses. Ayan. So, one common application of trusses is yung sa mga tulay natin, no? So, makikita nyo in reality, ito yung natin, no, trusses connected by bolts here or pins ba to, no? So, ayan. So, kung i-drawing natin to in this image, we can simplify this figure into this one here, no? So, ito dito, yung mga bolts natin dito, mga pins na ginamit natin dito, we can simplify this structure as one joint here, no? Pero sa ENS 164, yung analysis natin is instead of this, dito na tayo. No, since 161 pa lang tayo, dito muna tayo sa simplified form. No? So, ito muna tayo. So, ito, is it a frame or a truss? Trusses. Ha? Truss yan, no? Kasi wala siyang multi-force member. Kung ito siya is continuous, frame na yan. Eh kaso, hindi yan continuous, connected siya dito, no? So, it's a truss, no? So, ayan. So, for example, we have a bridge here, no? Or a flooring, no? Sa flooring natin, yung trusses natin is itong nasa gilid. Okay? And then, in between here, these are our floor beams and stringer natin, no? So, ano yung purpose nila? Yung purpose nila is to distribute itong mga forces natin dito, ita-transfer nila dyan dito sa mga joints natin sa trusses. No? Pag ma-transfer na natin yan, pwede na natin itong i-analyze yung trusses natin if kung bibigay ba to or hindi. No? So, ayan lang. Now, convention natin dito. For a two-force member, if we say that if our member is in tension, ibig sabihin na i-stretch yung member natin, the direction of the force is away. No? Away. Kung compression, we have papunta doon. Okay? So, convention lang natin to. Now, we have these examples here, no? Application ng trusses natin. One is for the roof trusses. So, we have a Pratt, a Howie, and a Fink. No? So, sa mga bahay natin, yan yung mga ginagamit natin na structure. For trusses, typical roof trusses, no? Illustration lang. So, we have for mga bridges. We have a Pratt, a Howie, a Warren, a Baltimore, and a K-truss. So, sa limang to, saan yung mas common na nakikita nyo? Siguro itong tatlo, no? Itong tatlo. Maliliit na mga bridge, yan yung mga ginagamit, no? So, we have also application, stadium, cantilever portion, and a bascule. No? So, ayan lang. So, yung project nyo dito sana, is, yung activities, gagawa kayo ng Carbonara Bridge, no? So, instruction, mamaya na lang. Now, we have a simple truss. Anong meron dito? Truss will be rigid if each time we add two new members, they are attached to two existing joints and connected at a new joint. The three joints must not be in a straight line. So, anong ibig sabihin nito? Kung gagawa ka daw ng truss, hindi lahat ng truss rigid. Merong ibang truss na nagko-collapse. So, kailan mo malalaman that your truss is hindi mag-collapse? So, yung sabi niya dito is, kung gagawa ka daw ng truss, it should be that if we have one member here, the two new members should be connected to the existing joints. So, ano yung existing joints dito? Ito at saka ito, no? So, two existing joints, i-connect sila, and then i-connect yung one new joint. So, ito yung new joint natin. So, kung gagawin mo yan ng paulit-ulit, yung structure mo na truss is rigid or hindi mag-collapse, no? So, ayan, triangle. Dugdugan mo na naman dito. So, ayan, kung dugdugan mo na naman dito. So, ayan. So, yung structure mo hindi mag-collapse. Pero yung pagkakagawa mo, kagaya nito, no? Meron kang member dito and then two new members and then another member here. Hindi na siya nag-follow ng rule. So, this kind of truss is magko-collapse talaga yan. From the figure itself, no, makikita nyo nag-collapse. Okay? So, ayan. So, ito. So, you have an idea paano gumawa ng tulay using trusses. So, ito lang. Now, hindi always na triangle yung mako-connect natin. So, for this example, letter D, ito siya is hindi triangle, but considered as rigid truss. Di ba? Kasi this one here, nagsimula siya ng triangle dito, kinonnect niya dito, and then connect niya dito, and then connect niya dito. And ito siya is existing joints, di ba? And then the new members here is ito at saka ito connected to the new joint. So, nag-follow pa rin siya sa rule. Hindi siya triangle dito, pero this one here is considered as a rigid truss. Okay? Klaro? So, ayan. So, kung yung pagkagagawa mo ng trusses is in this manner sa instruction niya, yan yung tinatawag natin as simple truss. No? Simple truss kapag ganito. Now, we have also compound truss. Ano ba tong compound truss? So, compound truss is made of combinations of simple truss. No? So, ito we have simple truss ACB. Ito din simple truss EFD. Kinumbine ko using the segment CE, BE, and BD. So, this one here is a compound truss. No? Kung combination siya ng simple. Now, di ba kung tatanggalin natin, for example, ito sila nag-connect. Kinonnect natin to. Ano yung sabi ng third law ni Newton? Kapag ito siya nagpupush papunta doon, ito also will exert the same amount of force but opposite in direction. No? The same as with our joints here. So kung itong joints natin nakaka-experience ng compression papunta doon, so this joint here also is exerting a compressive force sa member na to. No? So kung ito in tension, ito din in tension. Kung ito in compression, this one here should be in compression, yung joint natin dito. Now, kung i-analyze natin yung joint na to, ano yung mga equilibrium equations na pwede natin gamitin dito at this point? Point lang naman yan. We have summation of forces along X and summation of forces along Y lang, di ba? Wala nang ibang equation, no? So, we have two equations, no? So, at every joint, ano yung ilang equations yung pwede mong gamitin? Dalawa, di ba? Now, if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 joints, so ilang equations meron tayo? We have 8 kasi 4 times 2, we have 8. So therefore, the number of equations that we can use to analyze this structure here is just 2 times n. Tama? Tama? 2 times n. Now, for example, ito, no? We have here the number of equations that we can use. Ano yung mga gusto nating hanapin? We want to know the internal forces na nararamdaman ng every member. No? So ito, one member, one member, one member, one member, one member. How many members do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No? 5. Sabihin natin that that member is M. No? So, ito mga nararamdaman niya dito, tag-iisang internal force yan. So, ilang mga internal force yung kailangan nating hanapin? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or M internal forces. And then, meron pa tayong unknowns dito na structure. Ay na, na reactions. Diba? Diba karamihan sa sa mga tulay, sa mga roofing natin is a combination of a pin and a roller connection or a pin and a roller supports, no? So kung sa tayo sa roller tayo, we have X and Y component, unknown yan. So plus 2 yung unknown. And then we have another unknown here sa roller natin. So tatlo na, no? So how many unknowns do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 2 plus 1. So we have M plus 3. No? So ito yung the number of unknowns and ito yung number of equations. In order for our structure to be solvable, it should be that the number of equations is equal to the number of unknowns. No? So we have this equation here. If ito siya is masatisfy natin, the structure is solvable. So what if we have the number of unknowns is greater than the number of equations? So, kailan magiging greater yung number of unknowns? No? Kung titignan nyo dito, we have equations 2 times n. So, ilang n to? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So, 16 times 2, we have 32. And then, ilang members meron tayo? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Plus 3, 32. No? So, this one here is statically determinate. Paano? Sige. How about this one? Binawasan natin ng ilang members yung binawas natin? 1, 2. No, we have 2 members. Binawas natin dito. Mag-equal pa ba? So, ano yung mas greater? This part here or this part here? Binawasan natin ng dalawang members. And then, sa pagbawas natin ng dalawang members, nabawas natin ng isang joint. Tama? Isang joint yung nabawas kasi kinonect natin dito. Diba? So, pila na? This one here becomes, ito 30, and then this one here becomes Minus 2, pila to gani ha? Minus 2, we have 30. Equal para Japon. Pwede ba Japon, no? So, ayan lang. So, sige, yung point lang dito is, if the number of unknowns is greater than the number of equations, this one here is called as overrigid. These are overrigid structures. Example nito is itong figure natin dito. No? Kung bibilangin mo yung number of joints and number of members, i-substitute mo dito, makaka-come up ng itong expression na to, overrigid yan. No? So, that is statically indeterminate kapag overrigid. No? So, we have also non-rigid. Kung non-rigid is baliktad, we have 2n is greater than n plus 3. This is non-rigid. No? Kung ito yung relationship nila, non-rigid, yung ano natin, structure natin will collapse. No? So, importante that you know the number of members and the number of joints na gagamitin mo. Kasi kapag using this equation, non-rigid siya, ibig sabihin magko-collapse yung ginawa mo. No? So, ayan lang.